We're live. Welcome back to Legit TV. Family, family. Family, family. Why are you so? Family, shame on you. When you need them most, they're not there for you. All I wanted ever in life is to have family ties. Y'all go listen to my new song, y'all. But I'm off grid, so my internet connection may not be up to par. But I do have some vital information that I would like to stream and share with the people um, from CPS News Network on Facebook. I haven't watched this video yet, so I would like to watch it along with the people. And as you can see from the title, it's in regards to, excuse me, it's in regards to the 1,000 missing foster kids. So let's see what CPS News Network has for us this evening. Like I said, let me know if my connection is not far. Just hit me in the comments. Let me know what's going on.
See, I open this up. Tell me if you can hear me. Okay, I can hear myself. 22. Here we are. Come in. Okay, I can hear myself. Yes, copy. Thank you. That's what we need to hear. Wow. Wow. Big day. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you. We've been off. We've been censored. Maybe it's because we were doing too many lives at one time. Whatever. Won't let us know when. Won't let us know anything. So, but we are getting out there somehow, some way. Focusing today, state of emergency, 1,000 missing foster kids, LA. If we can't, if this doesn't open a can of worms, nothing will. Just massive child trafficking, massive child laundering, massive kidnapping, massive, just 100 to 200 million annually. That's on the low end. Who knows what they're really pulling in off of the socials of these kids that are supposedly missing, missingkidsla.org. Good content there, good video there. Going to try to cover up what we're doing, where we're going, what's happening. I mean, this is such an emotional time of year, as you can imagine. November, as you get into the holidays. I mean, so out there, I just want everybody out there to just join together, stay strong together, keep touching base together, keep working together, keep helping one another, because none of us would be where we are today without the help of other people. That's the most number one thing, that we need each other to get through this. We need each other to fight. We need each other to move forward and keep pushing in difficult times, and to take a break, help others take a break, but always somebody coming in to take that position, to keep moving in. Just published 12 minutes ago, Catherine, from Stolen Slaughtered, Nebraska, the Norwalk foster mom. We're going to get into that. KTLA appears to be Los Angeles. Hello, hometown Los Angeles, City of Angels, LA County, Norwalk. Come in, come in. Foster mom charged. This is it. You know, let's go to their house. We're in Los Angeles. We may be over there to go live. They're not showing the kid's face. To horrific beating. You see the child coma. This is systematic. We see it constantly. Let's just open that up, see what happens here. Stand by. Yeah, they tried to censor us, but we're up. Thank you for watching, viewers. Please share this. This is the most important content in the United States right now. What we cover, and it's everywhere. They're moving in on everything. They're moving in. Let's see if we could play this. Stand by. Okay, just got to get to that ad. 4-year-old Norwalk beating. We're going to get into this. LA County, no thanks but yeah, very, very powerful. We all have a lot of power. We all need to use it and work together. Let's see. But this is the first time we've seen this. Doesn't want to play. Okay, here we go. Again, we have 800. Well, we're saying 1,000. Might as well be 1,000 if it's 800, right? What difference does it make? Massive war, child trafficking, money laundering, fraud, all sorts of things going on there. Los Angeles County, epicenter of the United States for child trafficking by CPS, foster care, black market adoptions. We have an estimated 35,000 so-called children in foster care. Who knows what the real numbers is? The entire apparatus is a fraud. This is child trafficking. These are war crimes, unaccountable to no one in Los Angeles. No one will audit these people. No news agency will cover this case. Again, we're here. We're showing it to you live. Doesn't want to play. What's going on there? Let's just read some of the topics. 4-year-old Norwalk, relatives of boy beaten, tortured, foster care demanding answers. Breaking news, investigation, October 28th. We didn't hear about it. Pioneer Street, physical abuse of boy admitted. Foster mother, Casares. Here we go. Let's see.
Department revealing that foster mother is in custody, being held on $1.2 million bail. It all started a little over a week ago when detectives came to this neighborhood, the 14,700 block of Pioneer Boulevard, to look into claims of physical child abuse. It was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, a little over a week ago, and a 4-year-old boy has been in the intensive care unit ever since. Family of this 4-year-old boy say he is fighting for his life in the ICU after being seriously abused, allegedly by his foster mother. Their lawyers speaking out today.
There's clear evidence that he was tortured and beaten into a coma. Like every parent, you're just horrified beyond belief. You don't understand, one, how it happened, but two, why someone would do this.
Lawyers for the family claiming the child was placed in foster care by LA County in April, with the horrific alleged abuse occurring October 28th. The family says they found out about it from the sheriff's department and are desperate for answers and to visit. Also expressing concern about the victim's 2-year-old brother, who they say is also in foster care.
They don't deserve this at all. No kid deserves this in any care, under anybody's care. We just asking for justice and for everything to come out in information.
LA County Sheriff's Department revealing October 29th in this Norwalk neighborhood, they arrested Gabriela Casares, foster mother of a 4-year-old boy, after detectives investigated child abuse allegations 1 day earlier, reporting the young victim suffers injuries described as grave, in critical condition tonight. And LA County Department of Children and Family Services did respond in a statement to us, saying that the licensure of resource families, those are foster families, involves rigorously examining the potential to identify safe, nurturing, and supportive homes for children in foster care. And DCSFS thoroughly investigates allegations of caretaker abuse and neglect when appropriate, works closely with law enforcement to ensure children remain safe, and that allegations are
Okay, typical bullshit. Works with law enforcement to kidnap and traffic, to violate due process, violates constitutional rights of parents over their children, preying on the poor. Lots of just typical BS. We can't find one agency in Los Angeles with the news reporting that will cover the 1,000 missing foster. Again, we have a 4-year-old Norwalk that's breaking. We've just heard of this. It happened the 28th. Fascinating that we didn't pick up on this earlier, that they didn't release it earlier, that it wasn't covered earlier. These aren't foster child record, 1.2 million. Obviously, the just blatant battering of a child virtually in a coma to death. We're going to try to cover this. It is in Norwalk. Try to get somebody boots on the ground down there, bang on some doors, hold all sheriffs responsible. They're taking children because they're poor people, because they're being targeted. It's unconstitutional. If a parent is not being charged with a crime, can't understand, like the lawyer said, can't understand how this happened, and what a bunch of garbage.
Seriously abused,
We know
allegedly,
exactly.
foster mother.
Come on, we know exactly why this happens. It's because it's child trafficking. They're kidnapping children. Foster care never worked, never did work, and it's kids for cash. The pigs are in on it. Sorry to call them pigs, but hey, until they earn their respect, they need to, fix problems. They need to repair shit. They need to respect parents' rights over their children. If there's not a crime, you do not touch the children. You keep your hands off them. I don't care who creep social worker comes in and says, oh, we got a case against them. Help us get the kids. F you. We have our own child abuse investigation unit. And if there's no crime of a misdemeanor or a felony, there's no child touching at all. They are molesting families straight up. It's a form of straight up terrorism, molestation. It's a war crime. Wow. Just going on. We need a better picture. We're going to be covering this. So that's our, what is it? Is this Tuesday? 12/20? 11. 9. Let's see if we can get back to where we were. Let's see here. Murder, the worst cook in America. I mean, one case, one time, enough is enough. People, help us, move in. To donate $10 frickin' 30 cents a frickin' day, and we could get this ball on the frickin' road. Again, 20 people from 50 states giving $10 a frickin' month. We can't run this on fumes. We need teamwork. We need funding. It's a very small amount to sacrifice. You can imagine to have such an impact. I don't know of any other people that put it out like we do, talk about it like we do, smack it down like we do, call it out like we do, ask for very immediate remedies. We have to have immediate remedies. There's no time to waste on these cases that we're covering here. This picture just went out, lots of attention on it. It's very powerful and it's very emotional when I see the response and that people are engaged with what we're creating there and the perspective that we put on everything that you can't find anywhere else. It's going to take people with vision. It's going to take people with BLS. It's going to take funding to how can we solve this problem? We can solve it with a lot of it. 95% of it can be done online. You don't have to be knocking on nobody's door. You just have to harness all of the information in a very structured, cohesive manner and have a unity of people, and we can make this change. We can change everything. The Foster War 2021 still in effect, been going on for 3 years. We identified it as a war. It is a war on children and families. It's a systematic war. It's a deep state war. It's been going on for decades. It's in your face. Hold everyone accountable. The cops that stay silent on this crap, this is unconstitutional. Your court orders are baloney. They're from a phony court. They're from a court that has a Dun and Bradstreet number, they claim.
people say they're done in Bradstreet for these courts. These are not anything to do with public citizens or private corporation courts that are running outside of the law. They're violating every constitutional right you could possibly. The most important one. It's the most constitutional rights you thought you had growing up. They told you, oh, the Constitution, it protects you. Bullshit, all complicit. You get something done, you call them all out. You don't give them anywhere to hide. We love that picture. It's getting a lot of attention. Thank you, viewers. Again, the 1,000 missing foster kids, missingkidsla.org. We're tired. We're really tired, and we need support. We need your help. Anything you could do. $10 a month, 20 people from 50 states, and boom, we got momentum. We have, we're not on fumes. We have survival money, and that's what we need to really focus, to really build a team, to really have maybe even a facility when we have a steady income of, say, $10,000 or more per month. We could have a steady facility. We could have 3 people in there, 24/7, and we could really work on the project and grow from there. But it costs everyone pennies. I mean, 30 cents a freaking day from 20 people in every state. Imagine that. 30 cents a day from 20 people in a state. And we could have much more power, much more momentum than we have now. Because we've sacrificed our life to do this stuff. We know that nobody's going to talk about it like we do. Nobody's going to dig into it like we do, or try to just keep it to the surface and use the power of the internet to do it. Not going to come. It's going to come through side websites, outside controlled internet websites. We have My Locator. Let's just go there. Let me just show you My Locator real quick. Lots of censorship, but now we're going to My Locator. It's another one of our family of sites. We have a donate button right here. You can go there. Oh, please wait. Oh my God. Being processed. What the hell? How can I donate to myself? So it appears I'm donating to myself. It's picking up some things, so that's kind of weird. What happens? Let's see. It says processing the donation. It's going around again. It's going around in circles, round and round we go. Let's just close that out. But this is mylocator.com. Please sign in. Please register. Well, at least we'll have, and we have My Locator. Come here, join, and just engage out. Try to engage outside where we're going to have control of our content, what people see, how it's treated. Let's see. Hold on a second. Let's see. Let me CPS. So just some of our other works, but cpsnewsnetwork.com. It's up, it's floating on air, but it is a great wall of terrorism on children and families nationwide. Call it all out. Most important topic. If you're not talking about this, you're in zombie land. You seriously are in Disneyland. We have a very horrific war crime situation going on 24/7, crimes against humanity, terrorism, kidnapping, child trafficking, rape. We estimate over 1 million rapes and molestations easily in foster care every year. And you could just throw it in adoption too. Adoption, foster care, 1 million plus. Most horrific crimes we've ever seen are coming from foster care adoption. And that's what we try to show you here at the CPS News Network. All these children need to be remembered. We want reparations. We want a ceasefire. We want police to do all child abuse investigations. We want reparations for all these war crimes, all of these children. We want a great wall to be memorized for these children, like the Veterans Memorial. We want streets named after these children. We want highways named after these children. It's the children that matter most. They never a chance in this crooked, decrepit world we live in. I mean, just on and on. Murder, slaughter, rape, kidnap, dismemberment, eaten by a dog, on and on. No one will stop this runaway train. Thank you all. We see you, like 15 viewers. Just CBS News Network. One time at the site, there's 500 photos of victims and predators, children that have died, maimed, predators, children that can never be forgotten, never swept under the rug. And those things, we are going to demand the reparations to the families, the payments to the families, crimes they've committed without trial by jury, you don't stand a chance without a trial by jury. If there is a trial by jury, all this will stop. They don't want this in public. They don't want public viewing this. They want to keep it all secret, thinking it's to protect children. It doesn't protect children. CPS doesn't protect children. It places them in the most dangerous place in the world. It's worse than Guantanamo Bay. It's where the dogs at the dog pound have better protections than these children. Just on and on war crimes. How long do you need to watch this? I mean, you're seeing hell on earth and nobody doing anything about it. It's business as usual. So everyone that's silent on this is complicit. Shut down foster care as we know it. Foster parents are the revolving door. Nobody doing anything about it. It's business as usual. So everyone that's driving on this is complicit. All law enforcement, every politician, every pastor, anyone in the leadership role. And you better teach your children. If we could teach our children, we want to shut down foster care as we know it. Foster parents are the revolving door. They're the Achilles heel of the system. Is the foster traffickers. They're not parental of anything. They're parental of jack shit. All of them are complicit. No more hiding places. Thanks to networks, to families, to people that are posting the technology that we have. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide for any foster trafficker. There we go, right there. Let's just stop it there. This is what we want. Those foster parents, they need to be exposed. Stand by. The foster traffickers, there's nothing parental. Fire. We want the children protected. They're not protected in strangers' homes. We want them looking out of their window like, oh my God, the families are coming. And that's the foster war. Families are coming. The children know that there's some remedy. There's being tortured daily. The stuff we experience, people talk to nationwide, internationally. The trauma that it does to people, how it affects the mind, how it affects the growth, how it's a continual cycle, how there's no remedy here. There's no one to help them. Nobody wants to do their job, whether it's the church, whether it's the cops, whether it's the attorney general, whether it's the politician. They're all complicit. They're all paid off. They're all bribed, and they're all silent, and they're all complicit, period. Ground zero, foster war, foster workers surrender the kids now, give them up. You have no business trafficking children that are not yours, and the parents didn't commit a crime, and you're placing them in danger. Oh, I'm a good foster. No, I treat them like my own. Yeah, until they have to be transferred to the next place where they're sodomized, raped, and tortured. We're finding the most horrific cases in foster care adoption, period. The most horrific cases I've ever heard. I can't find them anywhere like this in scale and in volume. Dungeons, dismemberments, buried in pig pens, put under stairwells of like a 3 foot by 10 foot porch, concrete. On and on and on and on. We've been covering it here. We can cover it all we want. We keep putting it out there, and it is changing the face of things. It is changing, and we have an opportunity now because I think more people than ever aren't trusting the government. That's what's exciting, and that's what we need to keep in mind. That we've waited a long time for this moment. This one here, this picture here, says 1,000 words. Surrender our children. If you know foster traffickers, knock on their door, ask them to surrender the children. There's a foster war going on, and you need to surrender the kids. It's over. The war has to stop. It has to be a ceasefire. It has to be treated like a war. It's a ceasefire. Stop trafficking kids. Give them back. Give them back to CPS. Or if you're a family, go there with your family. Hold a news conference in front of these foster parents' homes because they're endangering the public. They're bringing in foster kids into neighborhoods, and then they're giving them drugs. Seroquel. Let me see. Yeah, we still got that. Yeah, they're getting drugs. Who in a neighborhood wants drugged kids that are being broken and being drugged, living near their kids, right? So they're breeding all sorts of problems into your neighborhood. These traffickers that are the good ones, right? No, foster care never worked. It was a child traffic ring from the get-go. We want them in Nancy Shea resource centers. We want them all held together. We want them getting all the best food, the security, the best nurturing they can get, and let them run like kids with themselves. You remember when you were a kid and you have friends? That's all you wanted to do would be with your friends. And we want the kids to, if they can't have their own family, they can build their own family with other kids, but to feel safe, to be free, to not have to look over your shoulder, to not, we can't imagine what the kids are going through. That's all we cannot imagine. No one can imagine the pain and suffering and torment of children being abused by traffickers, just simply having them in their home and not with the family. 10 times more likely to be abused in trafficker situations than with a bio family. So thank you all for watching. Let's see here. Just trying to cover some topics. Let's get back to so liking this, the way this is working. So we had the pasture, we had Victoria. Something's wrong. They're not sharing it. There's no distribution score. They're not sharing this content for a reason. Not getting it out to people. It's like they don't want it to be out. So lots of censorship. The same predators that own Facebook are the same predators that strategize all of this crap. This is a very deepest state operation you could ever imagine, and they're all in cahoots. I just wanted to go over some of the news. What else? Other cases did we have? I think. Let me see if what kind of comments we have here. Thank you. Won't let us know anything. So, but we are getting out there somehow, some way. Focusing today's state of emergency, 1,000 missing foster kids, LA. If we can't, if this doesn't open a can of worms, nothing. Focusing today's state of emergency. How strange that it. Yes, I can tell you. We see you commenters out there. Thank you for commenting. We're in the live chat. If you have any questions, let us know now. I'm not sure. We're in the live chat. If you have any questions, let us know now. Sure. A pleasure, Shan. We see you. Appreciate your engagement. It's just a time to make history, control history, rewrite history. Don't let them control the narrative of history. Know that this is the most important subject matter in the United States, internationally. In all the countries, they're all pulling the same crap in the same way, and it's very strategized. And it's to cripple, it's to maim, it's to traffic, it's to abuse the people that fund this, the people that created it, the people that work for it, the people that are silent with it. You cannot be a social worker for over a year and stay there if you have any morals or dignity or values. Also, the police officers, the ones that are very corrupt, sleazy, and they're the ones that stay quiet and go along with the program and don't fix anything. Nothing in society has to be the way it is. Look at that, Samora Hussein burnt, cooked in a hot car. Just the most horrific cases anyone's ever seen is foster care and adoption. Tips of the iceberg is what we see. It's much bigger than we could ever imagine. And just call it all out, reminding people stay together, keep talking together, share our content, and just because it's powerful when you share, when you comment, when you engage, it shows people care and how serious he is. I mean, I could go for hours and hours and hours off of each one of these cases that we've profiled, and no one's doing nothing about it. Oh, it's all about Gabby Petito. Oh, it's about Kim Kardashian and what's that guy? Her 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 rapper. Everything is distractionary. Um, the Bryant brothers, Missy. Look at the Bryant brothers there. Let's just stop it there. Those are the Bryant brothers there on the left. Uh, no monitoring and adoption for 10 years. They're missing, and they collect $170,000 for foster kids. They don't know who they are for 10 years. I mean, that's what we're dealing with here, people. Please understand they want it this way. It works this way. This guy here on the right, the foster rapist, he gets married to foster in the courtroom. He's marrying them. He's giving them their last name. Do you understand that? He's marrying foster kids. I'll show you here. Here he is here. He's getting married here. This is a court marrying a serial child rapist, sex trafficking foster parent, marrying a boy that he's going to do his thing with. And this other boy he's here with, Ted Roberts, been doing it for 10 years. CPS delivered me children to foster, rape, and adopt. He's marrying them. This is a marital situation. He's a single male with nothing but boys that he's sex trafficking. And so understand how despicable this is, how horrific they're drugged. These kids are drugged. They're being confused constantly with the drugging and the trafficking that they're under. And they're just very dangerous. And how this is allowed to go on. Single men leading a bunch of boys to sex traffic, rapes 3 children. So there's 3 victims. So I think it's all the kids get his hands on. He had like 3, but the marital aspect, when they change your identity, this is courts that are allowing it to happen. So it's all the kids he was getting his hands on. He had like 3. They get their it's a marriage, a match made in hell. This is courts that are allowing this to happen. Wow. Powerful. You're not going to find anything more powerful. All the kids he was getting like 3. But the marital aspect, when they change allowing their marriage is powerful. this case here, murdered her brother, almost dead. She's murdered, little Raven. Her brother half dead, almost dying. Burnt the trailer home down after all this happened. 5-year-old beat to death, little Raven Thompson. Child traffic. And the house was filled. It was a trailer park with like at least 8-10 people living in there. To lose his little sister, it's too dangerous. Shed it for 5 hours. There's a lot you can do. You can keep sharing. You can keep engaging. You can make this your mission. I mean, there's no greater mission than what the mission that we're on. That's the other thing. There's no greater mission than rescuing the children that are in grave, very serious danger. All children. There's just evil, wicked cases, and nobody wants to fix this. This is the norm. This is business. This is bar association. They're in on it. It's a whole racket. It's very organized and structured, and they have to violate every human right and constitutional right you thought you had because they have discretion. Yes, they have immunity. The judges, yeah, they have discretional immunity. That's how this happens. Discretional immunity and secrecy. Closed courts. No jury. They can't give you a trial. Nobody would sever your rights to your children over this bullshit. Wow. I could just so understand how big it is. The billions of dollars. This is the war. The foster war has been going on for a very long time, decades. So many cases. The drugging. The money, the judges, it's big business. It's booming, always booming. This guy here, he rapes a foster child too many times to count, gets her pregnant, says it happened with a syringe. He was doing insemination experimentation with a foster girl, says she got pregnant with a syringe. I didn't do it. Was found with his DNA connected to 2 other rapes. So he's raping women, then becoming a foster parent, raping a foster child, getting her pregnant at 16. I'm sorry, 13. And they connect him to being a serial rapist of other women. 8 to 10 years prior to being a foster parent. All foster parents need DNA checks now.
What in the world?
Need DNA in the database. That's why they don't want to test all those rape kits. All the rape kits. Oh, we got so many we can't test. All too many.
I beg your pardon? Decades. Who in a right mind would allow
this guy here,
this creep to be a foster parent?
He rapes a foster child too many times to count, gets her pregnant, says it happened with a syringe. He was doing insemination experimentation with a foster girl, says she got pregnant with a syringe. I didn't do it. Was found with his DNA connected to 2 other rapes. So he's raping women, then becoming a foster parent, raping a foster child, getting her pregnant at 16. I'm sorry, 13. And they connect him to being a serial rapist of other women 8 to 10 years prior to being a foster parent. All foster parents need DNA checks now. All police officials need DNA in the database. That's why they don't want to test all those rape kits. All the rape kits. Oh, we got so many we can't test. It's because there's law enforcement involved in a lot of these assaults and foster parents. How can you be a foster parent and not have your DNA in the database? This case right here should be enough to tip that scale. Where's the for that? You can't be a foster parent. We need to check your DNA. Oh, it's private. Oh no, it's what? You're going to be involved with other people's children, and it's a private. There's no changes. This is a business. They're not going to disrupt it. That's the way it is. There's no changes. On and on. Lots of cases here. It's been covering this for many, many years, and we are tired, and we need your help. We need your support. We're looking for 20 people from 50 states to do $10 a freaking month, 30 cents a day from people per state. We just need 20 people that care, and we can grow from there. This case, Florida. Gabriel Myers, they're drugged, placed with a serial child rapist, AIDS clinic director with a $12 million budget. Drugged, seen a psychiatrist for 5 minutes, gets the drugs, commits suicide within 30 days, supposedly at another foster home, after he's been sex trafficked to some serial child rapist, AIDS clinic director with the $12 million budget in Florida. Nothing to change this. Stuff with psychotropics, sex trafficked, said he hung himself in a shower from a shower cord. Come on. I'm going to commit suicide. That's the only place you'll hear a story like this. Foster kids wanting to commit suicide. It's just made up crap. Cover up. They called it a suicide. Little Gabriel Myers, horrific war crime, horrific. Oh, the Barahona case, another Florida case. She's murdered with chemicals. The guardian ad litem in Barahona case said these foster traffickers should not have this child. She's in danger with them, and the judge signed off on it. And she was horrifically abused, in every way imaginable. And when the cops started coming, they took her out and they doused her with chemicals and tried to kill her. They did kill her, and then tried to kill the boy. So brother and sister doused with chemicals. Florida never should have had the kids. The neighbor said, I never knew they had children in that house. That's the type of shit we're dealing with here, people. There's no monitoring and adoption. Now, the neighbor said, I never knew children were there. Lived there for years. Never knew children were in that freaking house. That's the kind of creepiness. That's the kind of torture we're dealing with. I mean, she was going to school. How can he not see her going to school? Maybe they get inside of a van from in the garage and you don't see them leave, but he never knew kids. There was never no kids there playing outside like normal children do. So yeah, just covering some cases, the Nathaniel Guard doing World Wrestling Federation moves with him, the homosexual predator. You know what he was doing with the boy. These people are evil. This is what they want. There's no problem here. This is the way the system works. It's the way it was created. If there was a problem, they'd fix it, right? If there's a big hole in the freaking pipe and the blood of children is coming out of it, wouldn't they put a patch on it? Somebody? Nobody wants to patch this. Nobody wants to fix this. Nobody wants to repair this. You can imagine losing a little boy like little Nathaniel, 5 years old. He was already supposed to be medically fragile, and this guy claims in the court that he was doing World Wrestling Federation moves. Gets a very light sentence. I don't even know if he got prison time. Very light. I remember that. Beats him to death. And they rape him, and then they batter him to death so they don't remember. Panic, or they drug them and they don't remember. There's all sorts of things could be happening. It's abuse beyond anyone's imagination. Let's see here. So just excited to be up and going. Thank you for watching, 9 viewers. We see you out there. Was a sideshow, so child lives would be investigated. It proves that they are not taking rape any more seriously than it's ever been. Adults continue to get away with it. We're in the comments. Thank you for being here. Blanca, we see you. Alvarez. Thank you for sharing. I think we covered some topics of the day. That's what we're doing here. Oh, my camera's dim for some reason. But please stick together. Stay motivated. Stay engaged. Keep charging forward. can do this. And people, how can let us do the work? You know, if you could just help us. We're looking for 20 people from 50 states to give 30 cents a day. 30 cents a day from 20 people per state. That's pennies. So because we want a team, we want a facility, even a, you know, just some place where we can have a very cohesive focus. And we can't have that cohesive focus on fumes. And that's the bottom line. Thank you all for watching. It's been great. Good to be back up. We'll try to bring you back some more. And just, you know, nothing else matters. And we have the opportunity now. We've been waiting for this a very long time. This wake-up call that they're out for, they're abusing people. And now they want to juice everybody up with psychotropics. And the children need to know that somebody cares and they're coming. And as a child, you lose hope. And it's understandable. Imagine a child losing hope about life, about living at the most, you know, in the time in their life when they should just be experiencing normal experiences. And they've lost hope for living because they're being abused, drugged, raped, molested, strangled, beaten, whipped, poked, jabbed every single day. There's no monitoring in these adoptions, and the foster care is too dangerous to take a child and place them with strangers. It's too freaking dangerous. So this picture here, this is cpsnewsnetwork.com, part of the 25 extended workers that are preying off of foster care. And all of these people are silent. All of your teachers, there's no teachers against child abuse by CPS, the foster agencies, no doctors. There's no network of any of these people to stop the war crimes against children because they all are complicit. Jails, prisons, bailiffs, attorneys. The more people they destroy, families, parents, children. This is MK Ultra on steroids. That's exactly what CPS is. It doesn't need to exist, as we know. Police do their investigations. We don't need CPS working outside of the Constitution, doing all the crimes they commit in secret. So hold all of these people accountable